serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Oh, love is in the air. You feel it? Oh, no, that's just rain or a little moisture. That's what that is. It's a little like a little humidity, a little moisture, maybe a little rain. It's not love. Wait, no, it is love. Or is it? Or do I love right? No, I don't know. Well, happy Valentine's Day, boys and girls. Happy Friday, Valentine's Day. Maybe for many of you, the beginning of a long weekend with President's Day on Monday. I mean, it all comes together with Lobo basketball against Utah State in the pit, sold out on Sunday. Should make for a nice 3-4 days. Amor, hoopsketball. What's up, boys and girls? Happy Friday. Opening drive. 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Thanks for being with us. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck in your ear. How you living?
What's up?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy VD Day.
Now that you're married, is it just like, all right, whatever, you get a card and some flowers? Like, dude, is it a big deal?
It's still a deal.
It's got to be a deal. I understand.
Can't ignore it.
As much as we did the thing last night. Hey, are we doing, like, we got dinner tonight.
Yeah, and we're doing some dinner. I'll bring home some flowers today. Don't want to totally.
Yeah, I've never been the flowers on Valentine's Day. I never have until like last year. It was like when we said, all right, we're not doing anything. I said, how can I do something? Like, here's a card and flower. I did that. I've never done that before. I've always been a flowers on, like, I don't know.
Any day?
August 12th kind of a thing, right? Yeah. I just, but, all right, do your thing, man. Hopefully you got it all figured out. It was, I'm not going to lie. I think it was 2 days ago. So what day? Maybe Wednesday. I realized, oh, bleep. I forgot to make a reservation. And, like, everywhere. Nope, you're out. Might have been able to get into Twin Peaks. Might have been able to do that. But I did call in a favor and got a table. I did call in and got a table tonight. But if you don't have a table, go to Twin Peaks. They got great drink and eat specials over there. So you can knock yourself out. Lots to do. Lots to do as we go into All-Star Weekend for the NBA. Is that something you're into, All-Star Weekend in the NBA? All I hear is people rip on it. And I know there's a new format, and I know they're doing a tournament and a futures team, and I don't even really, honestly, I'm not going to pretend I know the format. Do you?
No, we're going to learn on Sunday about the new format. It's a lot like pickup style, which is fine. It's the All-Star game.
That's right. Because that's what it is.
Do what you got to do. I do enjoy the skills competition, three-point shootout,
would have liked
dunk, see if anything can be creative.
Yeah, I would have liked a Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu with, like, let's say, Steph and Trae Young or something.
Well, they tried to do it with Steph and Clay.
I know. It didn't work. No Steph versus Sabrina. But that would have been cool because was that what we watched last year, right?
That was one of the highlights of the All-Star Weekend.
That was the best part of it because the game was like 312 to 310, right? Did they both crack 200 last year in the All-Star game?
Why they adjusted the format, trying something new.
I know. So you got that there for you. you'll watch the hoops, and I got Genesis. We got the golf this weekend too. In fact, did I take a look? I didn't watch it yesterday. Scotty Scheffler's at the top of the leaderboard, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be. You got indoor track and field. Some of the best in the country are in town, out at the convention center, and I'll get you that. No, it's Denny McCarthy who's leading. He's at -4. Scotty Scheffler's 2 back. Seamus Power, Patrick Rogers, Wyndham Clark, all on the leaderboard. At Torrey Pines, it's the Genesis that was typically at the Riviera Country Club, and they moved it down to San Diego after the fires. This Tigers event that evidently he'll be there. He's not playing since the death of his mom. I thought it was cool. So was it the 7th hole? I want to say they did something for his mom for Tita. For new word Tita. I think I got to find it because it's a white flag. And I think in her culture, the number, so whichever, it was really, really symbolic for the number in that culture, and then the color of the flag. So I thought it was really cool. All right, you had a game last night. Lobo women snapped a 5-game losing streak out at the pit, needed to win last night. You told me it was beyond a kind of got to win game. And they won, snapped a 5-game losing streak, go to 7-6 in league play. That means if they lost 5 in a row, shoot, they were 6-1, and now they're 7-6. Vinay Cumber had 27 points and a big shot at the end. Good game last night. They needed it.
Just a fun basketball game, back and forth. Lobos look like a completely different team. Just the energy, the attitude on the floor. Threw something out there, trying to play his own defense, just giving themselves a chance to compete. It just ended up being what these two teams do, and it's gets into a shootout. Had an opportunity at the end of regulation. Destiny Hooks gets inside, can't get it to go to overtime with both teams making plays, and with a 2-point lead, Lobos have the basketball, setting something up. Hargrove kind of fumbles the ball at the top of the key, just turns, V's right there, 3 seconds up on the shot clock, and bang.
Yeah, I'm watching. It's funny as you were describing it. She is literally the description. Hargrove fumbles the ball back out to Cumber. Looks, guarded, step back, deep 3, got it. Yes,
probably one of the favorite calls I've ever done.
Was 6.7. Well, why don't we hear it?
Yeah,
you have
pull it up for you.
Yeah, let's hear it. 6.7 seconds to go. So they needed that. Where are you going next? What's next? Because does that put them in 5th?
On the way to San Jose.
All right. So where does that put Lobo women in the standings?
Yeah, they're 7-6, but Fresno State's above them because Fresno State has a tiebreaker right now.
Fresno State does, but you still got to
so
go
they would be
there. They come in here.
Oh, we have last week of the season. It's to Laramie, then to Fresno State.
Ooh, that's an easy flight. They got a lot of nonstops from Laramie to Fresno. Right now, Lobo women are sitting in the 5th spot. They are 6-6. So UNLV is number 1, and they will win it at 12-1. Colorado State, Wyoming. Fresno State, New Mexico. Well, it's only got them listed at 6-6 on the conference page, but we know that they're 7-6. What did San Diego State do last night?
All those were finals from Wednesday.
Okay. Well, then
everything else.
Then you're in a good spot. Then you're a game clear. You're a game clear, and again, 5th is a big deal because that means you would not have to play in the first round. Top 5 teams in this format get a bye in the first round of the conference tournament and advance to the quarterfinals, which obviously is a big deal. Lobo men did it last year. They became, I believe, the first team, men or women's side, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be. I know they were the first team on the men's side since the conference has gone to this format to get through 4 games and win the championship, cut down the nets having played in the first game. And the women are trying to avoid that. So big win for them last night out of the pit. We're going to get into Sunday's game, Lobos and Utah State. This is sold out. This is a big game. I'm telling you, while mathematically it will not put it away, right? At 14-1, you're playing 20 games. You'll have 6 games left. But you'll have a 2-game lead and own the tiebreaker over Utah State. You own the tiebreaker over Colorado State. You're, at that point, would be 3 games clear of San Diego State and Boise State. I'm not telling you would win it mathematically, but I feel like you would win the conference. You know, take a gigantic step. You put a stranglehold on winning the regular season conference championship if you win on Sunday, right?
No doubt about it.
It's not done, right? But it's a stranglehold.
Yeah, it'd be huge. Get the 2-game advantage over Utah State with that stretch of road games ahead. Put yourself in a great position. Continue to solidify your resume. Gigantic game at home.
All right, we're going to get into it. Jerry Palm currently has New Mexico as the 9 seed in the West. They would play Nebraska. And if they somehow got through Nebraska, who's a good team out of the Big Ten, then it would be in Raleigh. And again, this is his bracket. They would play Duke in Raleigh. I think Lenardi's got them on the 8. They're right on that 8-9 line. It's going to be hard to get off that. And Jerry said yesterday their ceiling might be 7. You almost would you rather follow at 10 than be on the 8-9 line?
Yeah, that's all that is tough, especially the region that you're going to be playing in.
I mean, it doesn't look. It doesn't matter.
It's got to win the first round, though, man.
Well, I mean, like if you're a 10, so you end up getting a 7 in the first round, and you know the 7s are like Creighton and Clemson and Louisville and Oregon. It doesn't matter. Once you get there, you got to beat people. You're getting champions. You're getting really good teams, and you get a 1 seed in the next round. If you're a 10, if you win, you get a 2 seed in the next round. That's Houston, Purdue, Texas A&M, and Tennessee. You feel better about that than having to play Duke or Alabama or Auburn or Florida?
You know what's going to feel good?
Winning a game, getting there. Just getting there and winning a game.
Giving yourself an opportunity to win.
Yes.
Finding a way to beat in that first round contest.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Does he have? Did Jerry do a new? Is this today?
That was updated last night.
Did he move San Diego State out?
No, they're
Or
right
did he
there.
move him into the main
They're
bracket?
in the main bracket.
Where did he put them? Oh, there they are. He's got them as at 11. So he moved them up after coming from 17 down in San Jose the other night. He's got him in the main bracket to play Missouri as an 11. I mean, like, again, would you rather be an 11 and get a 6? You know what I mean? It's not like you have a choice. Don't get me wrong.
How'd that work out last year for the Lobos?
Not that well. Yeah, not that well. Yeah, they were at 11, got a 6. Clemson beat them, ran them off the floor. Yeah, if I recall correctly. Is that about right?
That is about right.
You all were looking at the next round. Oh, yeah, no, we got in the Sweet 16, we're going to play. Oh, we can go to the Elite 8.
Well, that's always going to happen with the bracket.
I understand. Look, I understand. All right, 505-246-0610. That's the phone number to get in today because it's the phone number to get in pretty much every day. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning like they do every day. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the X, it's _ JJ Buck, and on the Facebook, it's the OD and the AM. You can watch the show. Adrian's producing there on Xfinity Channel 26 and on our Facebook page. New Mexico State was home last night. They got beat by Liberty 64-54 in Conference USA play. So they fall to 7th in Conference USA. The Aggies have lost 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8, JJ. And like Liberty's one of the 2 best teams in their league, probably. Jacksonville State's leading Conference USA. Liberty's a game back. UTEP's and Middle Tennessee a game and a half back. But the Aggies, who started off conference play so hot, right? Remember when they beat Sam Houston, Louisiana Tech, UTEP, and FIU? They were 4-0 in league play. They are now 5-6 in league play, which means they've gone 1-6, but they've lost 7 of their last 8 games, and they're scuffling right now. So, and I don't even know, JJ. I'll look and see what it did to their net, but yeah, Lobo fan. I don't know if that's going to be anything but a quad 4 by the time it's all done. So,
Yeah, that's the way it's looking.
yeah. All right. When we come back, I want to get into some of the Lobo starts over the week. Certainly, Lobo Athletics made a pitch to the business community yesterday in regards to the economic impact that Lobo Athletics has. We're going to get into that. And we got a lot of NFL stuff to do because everybody's moving, everybody's talking about moving, and what does the talk mean this time of year? Who's your quarterback? And is it real? I mean, the Micah Parsons getting traded stuff from Dallas, while it's not coming out of Dallas, it's coming from everywhere. Everybody seems to be talking about it. Can that really happen? Do you trade a 25-year-old superstar? Oh, wait, that already happened in Dallas. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
Valentine's Day. All love is in the air. What's up, boys and girls? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. So, I don't care what franchise you are, right? You get a young superstar, you build around him. You make stuff happen, right? Like, and then if the city falls in love with him, then you or her, for that matter, then you build and you say, hey, what's the right amount of time to have a star? Like, you say, I want to have that person for the next decade. Because I'm thinking a couple of things. With Alex Bregman signing with the Red Sox, and I don't care what you think of Alex. I know what they think of him in Houston. Okay, I know what the franchise and more so Astros fans think of Alex. So you can tell me whatever you want. That's fine. But they had a if you've ever been to an Astros game, man, the amount of Bregman jerseys, it's insane. It's really insane. And I remember when I went to the Final Four, that was the last time I was there. So that was, 2 Aprils ago, I guess? It was the last time I was there. And it's like, damn, dude. They're literally everywhere. He's 30 years old. They've moved on. So they got, 8-9 years out of a guy that they were able to build around? But you got a 25-year-old guy who's at the top of his game. You hold on. Traded last week, as you well know. And Mavericks fans have lost their mind. Like, literally lost their mind. And by the way, after Anthony Davis went down in his first game, because that's who they got for Luka Doncic, Daniel Gafford went down as well with a grade 3 MCL sprain in his right knee. So they've lost their two bigs and their super. Like, stop. Just give me my money back.
We're good.
Find me a D-League team to root for. Like, I'm done. I mean, honestly, what do you do? Now the Cowboys have, and it's not coming from internal, and so I'll give you this. Micah Parsons is a stud edge rusher. Now, you can tell me, and I don't think you'd be wrong if you said, Jeff, there's a lot of stud edge rushers. They're in the draft every year, and you're not wrong, okay? How do the Cowboys get better? They've got $60 million. So the salary cap is $272 million. All right. It's a lot of money. For 53 guys on your roster, but basically for 60, 50 practice. Does your practice squad include that? I don't think it does, right? I got $60 million in Dak, $35 million in Micah Parsons, $35 million in CeeDee Lamb. 130 of my 272 is in three dudes. I got $142 million left to spread over my whole roster. Sounds like a lot of money until everybody wants to get paid. I got to pay my left tackle. I got to pay my corner and my safety and right? I got to pay everybody. So there's a lot of talk, the way to get better. And by the way, how talented is their roster? Is to trade Micah Parsons, get a haul, draft, see what the Rams did, how they built their defense. They built it through the draft. They hit. See how Seattle has done it over the years. And I'm starting to sit here and think, y'all out of your mind, but are you? Like, is the trading Micah Parsons conversation as ludicrous as it sounds initially when you say, stop it, why would you trade that dude? And then you start going, well, I mean, how are they, what's their best path to being, dare I say, competitive? Because Cowboy fan, it's not arguable that you are no better than the third best team in your 4-team division, and your division is not the best in your conference.
It's not ridiculous at this point. You have an asset that, signing, even if you sign Michael Parsons, it would not be a bad deal. He's 25. He still has plenty of time to be a dynamic cornerstone. However, when you look at what you have the ability to do, you need to rebuild the foundation. And I don't think Michael Parsons committing to him one of the largest defensive contracts is going to be worth it. I think he's a good player, but I don't feel he changes the game like Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. Now, it's hard to tell yourself that, especially when he's 25. If Myles Garrett can wreck games, but he's 29. That's a different conversation. If you're Cleveland, you potentially move on from him since he is the one requesting a trade. But I think you have to do it. You can't just blindly sign Michael Parsons right now. This would be a way to recoup a lot of assets to try to reinvest in the foundation of the Cowboys.
I don't know that I'm totally arguing with you. I sat there and I heard this initially, and I'm like, you're out of your mind. Like you're out of your mind. But the more I listen to the argument, the more you might be right. Michael Parsons is good. Michael Parsons is special. Michael Parsons, but does he change the game? In some ways he does. JJ, there's edge rushers. Man, he's really good. I don't want to say the edge rusher is the running back, right? Remember you used to say, well, I'll find a running back somewhere. I can always find a running back. It's not that.
These are, when you look at it, putting a team together, how my mindset would be, right? Quarterback, especially if I'm drafting, right? High in the draft. Do I need a quarterback? All right. Well, how do I protect my quarterback and how do you get to quarterback?
Yeah.
It's an important position.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Which is why I'm not saying you have to trade Michael Parsons, but I think you have to have that conversation because where does he fit in terms of game records? Is he actually one of those guys?
So let's say you're entertaining it. What do I got to offer you? What do I got to give you? I'm calling you. What do I got to give you?
At least get, no doubt, first round pick.
Okay. And
then if maybe it's 2 1s, you're happy there, or do you do something like, hey, it's first, second this year, we want third plus an escalator.
Do I need a player back, or is it all assets?
Well, I think it just depends on
who the player is.
Like if you want to absorb that contract, the difference there.
But you want a first and a second?
At least multiple firsts will be the win. If not, then I want all right, well, if you want to give me multiple firsts, I'm taking your second this year, I'm taking your second next year. You're giving me.
Yeah, who's doing that? I mean, is Micah Parsons that dude where I don't know, pick your team. Who feels they're that good? If I look at it and say, Detroit's they're good. I'm just looking at these teams at the top. Buffalo. All right, I'm Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
What do I got to do? I got to get a little bit better defensively. I do. Von Miller's getting up there.
Yeah, Buffalo's an interesting one. You got the Josh Allen deal, but they're not. You look around and there's not a ton of gigantic contracts.
That's right. I'm not paying a receiver
on that roster.
Now.
Like they would be one late first round pick and then invest. Like that's what you're getting. You're not necessarily getting a.
So Buffalo says I'll give you my first and a second and a fourth. Is that enough for Micah Parsons right now? Because if I'm Buffalo right now and I'm picking, I mean it's got to be near the bottom. You just send it to me. I'm 30th. I've got the 30th overall pick. Look, Michael Parsons is better than anything. I'm getting 30th. Now, granted, I got to pay him $35 million.
Those are the teams where I'm looking to get 2 first-round picks from because it's going to be
they're going to be at the bottom. Picks. Yeah. All right.
But
and Buffalo says, "Yeah, no, I'll give you a first and a second, and I'll give you next year's second." You listening?
Yes.
From Buffalo,
because it comes down to also what do you want to make Michael Parsons the first or second highest paid defender? Do you think he's that much of a difference maker? He's a good player, but
I'm calling at that point. All right. What did Kellen Moore have to say about Derek Carr, his quarterback, when he was introduced as the coach of the Saints yesterday? We want to get into that. Got some questions on Louisville basketball. Starts. How's Donovan Dent? And Utah State's coming to town. That's a big game. 505-246-0610. Kenny Thomas will be with us coming up at, what time do we do that, 9 o'clock? He's at Barrela, so it'll be 9:04. It's the opening drive in your ear on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International.
All right, it'll be a 2 o'clock start at the Pit on Saturday or on Sunday. It's sold out. The secondary market's popping a little bit. Lobos in Utah State, CBS Sportsnet, and over on News Radio KKOB. Robert Portnoy, Hunter Green will crack the microphone at 1:30 with the pregame show. 2 o'clock tip, the top two teams in the Mountain West. They did it about 2 weeks ago tomorrow. They were in beautiful Logan, Utah. The Lobos were down 36-30 at halftime, outscored Utah State by 25 in the second half, and walked out of the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum with a magical 19-point victory on Spectrum Magic Night, where they were all wearing their little yellow and orange T-shirts. And I ran into someone last night.
It's magic. You know.
I was at the ALS Fashion Show last night. Big fundraiser. By the way, that place was packed. Packed. They raised a lot of money for ALS last night, for ALS research and over at the Marriott. But I ran into someone there who was at the game in Logan and was still talking about the crowd and how rude they were and how she said, I almost got in a fight with this kid behind me, and the person I was with almost got in 3 fights. And they talk a bunch of crap, dude. And they put, the visit, just like they do here at the Pit, the student section is right next to the visiting team. I understand. Let me ask you this on strategy. I understand why you would put the student section behind or on the side of the visiting team, because typically you shoot in the second half at the basket in front of your bench, right? And so you've got the student section behind that basket, and they can make noise. But the amount of crap that is talked from student sections to benches is borderline dangerous. And I'm surprised more players don't get into it. And it was really interesting after, towards the end of the game in Logan. And Richard Pitino pulled his starters with about 2 minutes to go, and like they were up by 20-something, and they were sitting on the bench laughing, and I don't know what they were saying because I had the headsets on, but the mics were able to pick Richard up, telling the players, basically shut up, stop, don't engage with the fans, and I'm saying it in a different way, right? And I'm like, okay, at what point they can talk crap to you all day for 2.5 hours, and you beat them by 19, and I'm not mad at Richard because he's right.
No, it's that line you're walking, man, in that sports world we live in, where people think, well, this is sports, anything goes, and then if I have a ticket, anything goes,
one way,
just one way, absolutely, not the other way, not coming back at me.
Because, and again, I couldn't hear, and it's amazing, like I didn't realize the headsets that we have on doing those games. When I took the headset off in that building, and I've done in the Pit.
You're a double ear guy though, right?
I am a double ear guy, yeah. It was so loud in there, and this is not disparaging to the Pit, but because that place is smaller, right? And you've been in there, obviously. It's so damn loud in there. Like that place was insane.
I've been in there when I hear myself echoing.
Yeah, fair
throughout that arena.
Yeah, because they're 1 in 1,000 this year, right?
I feel like I need to call the game.
Yeah, you want to listen because you need Bradbury's going to hear your call. I don't want to interrupt this train of thought. Yeah, it was insane in that building. And I had done a game there, gosh, got to be 12 years ago when I was doing Aggie Vision games, back when they were still all in the WAC. And I thought it was crazy then, and everything escalates. And this was just such a big game that they talk just tons and tons of crap. And it was good. It was a fun bus ride to the airport, and a way more fun plane ride home than it was from San Jose. I'll tell you that.
Dude, it
Text line.
feels so good.
Yeah, winning.
Yes.
Winning is fun, dude. Winning is fun. Losing sucks. Yeah, and it just dictates everybody's mood. And you know what was after that? I remember I closed up. You know how you go out, you go up that ramp, and then up through that winding maze in that place to get out to the bus, and that's when the news of the Luka AD trade broke.
Oh yeah,
that's what everybody was talking.
People are gonna be buzzing talking about it because
Yeah.
when you're on that bus, and well, you've been there. You just not you get some of those looks if it gets a little too chatty.
Yes.
You start looking back, like
especially if you lost.
Yeah, you can't be chatting on that bus.
No, shut up. Yeah, and on the way to the game, shh. Yeah, no,
Everyone's got their
yeah.
head earbuds on, headsets on.
Yeah, fair enough. Text line 505-246-0610 says, what is the status of Donovan Dent for Sunday with the ankle injury? I will bet my mortgage he plays. How about that? I don't know if he's been slowed. If you saw at the end of the game against Wyoming on Wednesday, right? Wednesday night, he came out with about 5.5, 6 minutes to go. They put that extra sleeve on his, the black brace on over his sock, and then he came back in, and he didn't look hampered, but obviously there's something going on there. To the texter, I don't have an update for you. However, I would bet my mortgage that he will play. You want to bet my mortgage? You like double me up?
I'm not going to bet anything.
All right.
But, I don't think that there's going to be any issues with Donovan Dent getting on the floor.
Now, if he doesn't play, none of you took my bet, so you don't get to come back on Monday and ask me what my mortgage payment is. By the way, we are here Monday. It will be President's Day. It is a holiday, and we will be here on Monday.
You have to be here after that game on Sunday.
Kind of have to, huh? Kind of have to. Kind of have to be here. Show.
Kind of got to be here. Show.
Kind of got to be here. Show. I want to get into it and tell. I want you to tell me why, and I think I know the answer. But we'll take this break and then we'll do this when we come back. How Utah State turns the tables. If you think Utah State's got a chance, and I think they certainly do, I think I know the answer from my perspective, how they turn the table. How does Utah State get back into this? How do they play better than they did in Logan? But I want to get into that, and then we'll talk about some of these Lobo starts, because people will be going, well, I mean, they have these slow starts. Not always. But we'll get into that as well, how important it is for them to get out of the gates. All right, Valentine's Day is today. Got a couple of options for you on gifts. One of them is On the Spot Automotive Detailing. And you can go online and you can buy a gift certificate, and this wins. The detailing of the vehicle. They come to you with their mobile unit. You don't drive anywhere. You don't drop your vehicle. You don't have to sit around and wait or get a ride back. They come to you and detail your vehicle. Inside, outside, around the rims, under the hood, all the places you don't get. When they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot. It's that brand new car feel without that brand new car cost. It's one of your biggest investments. Take care of it anyway, right? You want to take care of it. On the Spot Automotive Detailing has been awarded best in the city because they're the best in the city. Also inquire about their paint protection, their ceramic coating, everything you need to protect one of your biggest investments. It's all online. On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Book and buy, look around, go to otsdetailing.com. That is otsdetailing.com.
Detective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent
The Sports Animal.
All right. Got to start quickly, right? Lobos in Utah State. JJ, I'll ask you the question, but I'll answer from my perspective first. How is this different? How does Utah State stay in this game? How can they win? How did they not get blown out? I gotta believe, will shoot better than they did 2 weeks ago. Utah State, if I'm not mistaken, was 5 of 30, 5 of 31 from three-point land. A lot of them were open looks. I thought Lobo defense played really well. I believe Utah State will shoot better, and hence, I mean, that in its own right will make this a closer game. I think Lobos can win the game. I think they're better than Utah State. I think Lobos' advantage inside is what to exploit. I think Nelly Jr. Joseph, I don't think Utah State's got an answer for him. And if you guard the perimeter, Falstaff is good, and Ian Martinez is really good, and they got shooters. But I don't think they've got an answer for Nelly. If he stays out of foul trouble and they run the offense inside out, I think they win again.
And how does Utah State stay in this game or give themselves a chance? It's hitting three-point shots. You're right. They were just 5 of 31 in that first matchup. You know they're going to take threes. It's the pressure. Can they turn the Lobos over and get points off those turnovers? The Lobos turned it over 15 times in Logan. Just 13 points off of those turnovers for Utah State. And Lobos were able to generate 12 off of 9 Utah State turnovers. So it's just the press, the zone. If the Lobos have a few possessions where they settle, and then Utah State can take advantage of it, that's how Utah State is going to be in this game. And I'm expecting Utah State to be there for a while in this contest, and we'll see if get to that second half. The Lobos have been phenomenal. They've been fantastic in closing out games, and can they do it again against Utah State?
Yeah. There's a lot being made about their starts, the Lobos starts. And I don't know that I believe that there's a trend, JJ. If I go back and I say, all right, in the games that they've lost, if they started slowly, no. San Jose State game, they didn't start slowly. They were up by 13 with 10 minutes to go. I thought the New Mexico State game, I don't really remember it that well. That was a quad 4 loss. Lobos they were up by 14 in the first half. I don't believe that was a slow start. People are like, well, but yeah, they had a slow start against Wyoming. Yeah, they did twice. And they did. Sometimes you have a slow start. Air Force, well, they started 0 for 10. Yeah, but they were winning at halftime, right? Like sometimes you don't come out of the gate. They didn't have a slow start against San Diego State. They didn't have a slow start against Boise State. I'm not sure. I think that, I'm listening to people tell me, well, they got to start quicker. I'm not sure. I think that's a trend. I think, some nights are different than other nights.
It just happened.
Yeah. I just, people still talk to me about the San Jose State game. Well, they just looked past them and no, man. San Jose State came out and beat them in the second half. They didn't come out.
Yeah, Lobos were up by 13 points in the first
10
half.
minutes in, they were up by 13 points.
Slow starts. And Grammer had this in his emptying the notebook one, and it's coming down. You look really in conference play. It was Wyoming twice, and then
what?
Air Force.
But they started out 0 for 10.
And then San Jose State back at home, but that's December 4th.
Yeah, that was early. Right, but what was the Air Force score at halftime? They were winning, right?
Yeah, it was just a slow 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, they missed their first 10 shots, and then they all of a sudden established control. Like, were you ever worried at Air Force?
No.
Even when they started 0 for 10? Right?
I'm not worried about this team.
Right.
I think they'll find a way to stay in games just like they did the other night against Wyoming.
Although, were you worried the other night against Wyoming?
Sure. When it's a 2-possession game, final 4 minutes, but they're still only 2 possessions away.
Yes. I think there's a lot that's made about these slow starts, and I'm like, go back and look at them, man. Where did they really have a slow start?
The Wyoming games.
The 2 Wyoming games.
Trailing the double digits at half.
Yeah. Have they pulled away in the second half? Like, do you think Utah State was a slow start? They were down 36-30 at halftime. Was that a slow start?
No.
That was a competitive first half. They were never down. Well, maybe they were down double digits at one point. I don't remember what the biggest lead was. But it was never one of those where, wow, they're in trouble. No. And then they came out of the locker room and beat them by 25 points in the second half and finished on a 43-15 to run. So, I think there's way too much that's made about that. How does Utah State stay in the game on Sunday? They make shots. I heard on our radio station if they beat Utah State, then they got no challenges the rest of the way. They're easy. It's easy games. Like somehow going to San Diego State and Boise State, it's a cakewalk. This is the only roadblock they got left in front of them.
You don't have. If you don't watch basketball, it's okay, but don't lie to people.
I'm like, well, there's some pitfalls, man. Going to Boise ain't easy next Wednesday. Going to San Diego next Saturday ain't easy. Now, can they win both those games? Absolutely.
Yes.
I think they're the best
number one team in the conference. There's an expectation they're going to be in these games. But the expectation isn't you just blow those teams out.
That was the
even if you've done it.
Yeah, that was the guarantee that they were going to blow out Wyoming.
Yeah, you don't even watch the game, right?
All right, 505-246-0610. We'll have a sweet deal for you coming up in the next hour. Kenny Thomas will be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. Lobo leadership took to the business community and talked about the worth, the value of Lobo Athletics in the millions and why the business community should invest in Lobo Athletics. 505-246-0610. How many millions do they claim? Love your thoughts on this as well. It's the opening drive in your ear on a Valentine's Day morning. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why
City. Now it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Just watched that Binet Cumber 3 again. Lobo women win last night. Big 3 in overtime by Albuquerque's Binet Cumber. kind of got a win game turned into a must-win game, and they got it 88-83. New Mexico beat Boise State in overtime last night. Lobo men in the pit on Saturday against Utah State. Good morning to you. It is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. You can get in today at 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Got through a little bit of what we think is going to happen on Sunday when the Lobos and U-Tags play. Got it through a little bit on the this whole conversation. Should the Cowboys consider moving Micah Parsons? And I'm with you on the initial. What are you talking about? You don't trade a 25-year-old superstar. However, when you say, well, he's making $35 million and CeeDee Lamb's making $35 million, and your quarterback's making $60 million, and that's $130 million of your $270 million cap. How do you become competitive? How do you figure out a way to make this work? And if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, here's a couple of firsts," do you consider it? Boy, if Dallas, how do the fan base, the sports fan base in Dallas, handle one more trade where they would lose a 25-year-old franchise pillar and stud? Like how does the fan base, just the sport fan base, and can you imagine? Like let's just say you're that 13-year-old kid in Dallas, and you're a Dallas sports fan, like you grew up like you did, like we all did, whatever town we're in, and you are just spinning right now because your favorite player Luka got traded, but at least the Cowboys still have Micah, and they trade him. Like how does the 12-year-old sports fanatic kid in Dallas handle this? You got to have counseling at all the schools, don't you?
You got to learn life isn't fair, and in sports, your favorite player might be playing for someone else
soon. All right, I want to get into this luncheon that Fernando Lobo, the athletic director at UNM, President Garnett Stokes, and Jason Eck, the football coach, spoke about the, quote, staggering economic impact of global athletics on the city. Get into that here in a little bit. Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Travis.
Good morning, fella.
What's good?
Happy Friday.
Yeah,
Happy
buddy.
Friday.
Yeah, buddy.
Listen, hats off to JJ. That call last night, great call, great win by the Lobo women. Just to do it in that fashion. I mean, off air, JJ and I talked briefly, but I don't know that I would have the presence and the self-control that JJ does when you see a big moment like that. Not to just start screaming into the microphone like, "She hit it! She hit it!" To have the presence of mind to keep it cool and to not just be losing it on air. I don't know, man. True professional. And I say that even about the Nevada game too, right? We heard Hunter Green scream a little bit of the mic when that Nelly ball went down, but Rob Portnoy just cool as a cucumber. He was excited, you could tell, but I don't know. You guys are a different breed, honestly, because I would be losing my ever-loving mind.
Now I want to hear the call.
When
yeah, you got it. You got it.
Come on, JJ. You got to play it. Come on.
I haven't heard the call. I've seen the shot, but I haven't heard the call yet. This was last night at the pit.
Man, it was fun. Yeah. Great win by the Lady Lobos to snap that streak, man. Really, really needed it. But, the other thing, I know you're going to talk about the luncheon yesterday. Look, Jeff, you know this better than anybody else, quite frankly, the value of athletics to our economy here in New Mexico. And, the New Mexico Bowl brings so much revenue to the business community. A thriving athletics department, does the same. And that's why it's so important that we invest commiserately in facilities and in our NIL programs and our teams so that they're not bottom of the barrel, so that effect on our community economically, stands out and shows. And so having a thriving athletics department, there's just no question the economic value that brings to the different businesses in Albuquerque and in New Mexico writ large. And I hope so many of our businesses, so many of our great businesses here. I mean, listen, you hear the advertisements as much as I do. Support athletics and support the University of New Mexico, but having more involvement on that level will absolutely help to bring UNM up to kind of the level that other universities are at kind of around the country, particularly in our kind of our level. But to the Lobos.
All right,
if you anyone who says that the Lobos are going to win out and it's going to be super easy after they get past Utah State is absolutely nuts. I mean, we saw it the other night with the Lakers and the Jazz, right? On paper, the Lakers are a better team unquestionably, but they just didn't show up to play and they got worked by a 14-win Jazz team, and that can happen in this league. Not to mention the fact that every single game, with the exception of Air Force on the back half of their schedule, is kind of a marquee program in the Mountain West Conference. You got Nevada, you got UNLV, you got San Diego State. I mean, these are you got Boise State. These are big-time programs that have historically been really good in this conference, and if the Lobos do not show up to play or show up, like they did on Wednesday night, there's a chance that they're going to get beat. They're going to struggle. I mean, that Wyoming team really gave them all that they could handle, and to only lead that game, what was it, less than a minute or 63 seconds or something like that, and come out with a win there is really impressive. But they have to show up every single game, and you can't overlook any opponent. And the final thing here is, the best thing that Rob Pelinka has done for the Lakers is stop worrying about what LeBron wants.
Thank you.
Since he started putting the Lakers franchise first, they're a better team. Have a good day, guys. Happy Friday.
Later. Yeah, I was hearing the only game left that they might have to worry about is UNLV after Utah State. And I'm like, what? Yeah, no, that was look, man. And UNLV is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 place. They're playing to the play-in game right now. Most likely going to play in the play-in game. Yeah, no, that look, man. But,
fake it until you make it.
Yeah, I heard it on our station. I'm like, well, it must be true. That after Utah State, I mean, there's nothing to worry about, and you should cruise against all these loser teams. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, loser teams. Yeah, I'm like, okay. Well, look, I'm not telling you the conference is nearly as good as it was last year, but San Diego State has been a class of this league. I'm pretty certain 2 seasons ago, that was a program that was in the final game of the year, right?
Yeah, you're not just going to coast.
Boise State's
on the road in conference play.
Boise State's 17-7, 45th in the net. I don't know. They're Nevada will get somebody. Nevada's 6-7. They're still 75th in the net. Isn't that crazy? They're 14-10 overall, and they're still 75 net. What's a top? Would that be if you went on the road against number 75? Is that a quad 2? I know I got the sheet somewhere too. I'll find it. You gave it to me. You gave me the whole, so I don't have to ask these questions. You gave me the whole criteria, but yeah, I don't know. I'll find it for you, dude. But yeah, there's stumbling blocks on the way. And ask Michigan State, who lost to Indiana. Ask Texas Tech, who was 9-3 in conference and had 3-9 Arizona State come in the other day. Well, but yeah, that's different, Jeff. That's the Big 12. Look, man. League play, every night, go around the country and watch league play. All right. Lobo Athletics, according to, well, you know what? Let's do this when we get back. And I'll give you the number and how they get here. According to Fernando Lobo, the athletic director at UNM, Lobo Athletics generates $75.2 million worth of yearly economic impact in Albuquerque. Why was he telling you this? What does it mean? How was it received? Where does it come from? We'll get into that. When we get back, we got a sweet deal as well. 505-246-0610 is how you get here. You can spend some of that economic impact for your Valentine's gift. It's today, and it's the final day of the promotion over at John Thomas Jewelers. John Thomas Jewelers is the best jeweler in town, period. They're my jeweler. They'll be your jeweler once you go by there. Like honestly, once you go by there and you're going to say, holy bleep. It's that cool. It's that different. First of all, you got to want to get there. You're not going to run into them in the mall. They're on the third floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, right across the street from the mall, 2440 Louisiana Northeast. They've been named by In-Store Magazine the coolest jewelry store. They were a 5-star, well, they are the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town, voted the best jeweler in Albuquerque 4 straight years. So what makes it so great? First of all, it's the service. It's the product. It's the selection. You walk in there, they got over 3,000 ladies and men's bridal rings right there on hand for you to try on. If you don't like what they've got, they will create it for you. They've got a state-of-the-art custom design center right there. I've watched them do stuff. Again, I've told you this story before. John shows me a picture. This guy sent him a picture of something. He wanted a necklace like that. He made the piece. It was like a leaf with all the detail in there. Whatever it is you want. Now, today is the last day of this promotion where they are going to gift you, match you with a gift of lab-grown diamond studs, absolutely free. You buy a $500 bracelet today for Valentine's Day, they're going to give you a pair of $500 pair of studs. You buy a $1,000 necklace today, they're going to give you a $1,000 pair of studs. If you buy a $5,000 engagement ring today, they're going to gift you a pair of $5,000 lab-grown diamond studs. It ends today. Go by and see John today. John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor of the Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, right across the street from Coronado Mall, 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310, JohnThomasJewelers.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You
Lobo game to go get dinner and drinks that wouldn't gather. I think that factors into this. How many people get together before a football game and you know they tailgate and they buy a bunch of local product? I think that goes into it. All these things, you start looking at these studies. And look, play with the numbers all you want. I don't care. You know, they talked about the exposure on ESPN, although they're not on ESPN a lot, but ESPN, FS1, True TV, all those things. Estimated $97 million. Okay, that's a generous number, but I'll go with it because I know how they do that. And they you know, how much would you charge for a 30-second spot and how often are you on and fine. All of this was to convince the local community that it's worth you investing in Lobo Athletics because it's helping you. All that money will come back to you. Let me give you first and foremost, I'm glad they were out in front of this. I'm glad they make this presentation. If you like the numbers, if you think the numbers are inflated, whatever. The impact on athletics is real. Now, I've heard United tell me numbers too, and I'm like, okay, they're similar. They're not the same. There's no way New Mexico United numbers are what UNM numbers are, which is fine. They don't need to be. But I appreciate them getting out there and getting in front of the business community and saying, hey, here's what we're doing, and here's why it makes sense for you to invest. UNM's annual athletic budget, just under $48 million a year. It's second to last in their league. San Diego State's is like $110 million. So Fernando Lobo said, when we unite as a university athletic department and business community, we create endless possibilities for success. By supporting one another and working towards a shared vision, we all achieve all of our dreams and aspirations. The future is bright for local athletics and in this business community. JJ, I don't know where you are on this, and I appreciate them getting in front of the right people. And it's a new athletic director. It's a new football coach. I appreciate them getting out there and look, man, if there's 50, let's just say there were 200 people in that room, and if there's 30 business people who go, wow, that's good. You know what? That's right. I'm going to invest in athletics. It's going to make my business better, make my community better, then they win.
Yeah, the business of athletics, you have to present it as, why it's more than the game, what happens around the game, before a game, after a game, when it's played, the eyes on it, what it means to have those television slots for your football and men's basketball programs, the marquee slots there, and just to have the impact. It's something that brings so many people together. Even if you scoff at the attendance, there's still thousands of people coming together at an event. And it's not just building that one specific event, it's everything around it and then the fallout from it. So having these conversations is the right thing to do for UNM.
Yeah, I was over at the one of the hotels, local hotels, last night. And I looked around, and I look, it could be at Route 66 Diner, it can be wherever it is. But go by and see the people who come into town. And I was at, they got a big track meet going on this weekend. It's over at the convention center. And it's called the Don Kirby Elite Invitational. And I started looking down the meet schedule and how many schools are here. And JJ, I mean, it's from Oregon to Boise State to Northern Arizona to, I mean, just go down the list. It's kind of incredible. And they're full on what was last night, Thursday night? That's Lobo Athletics. So I want to get into this a little bit more. Got a sweet deal for you. And this is one of our favorite. Remember when Summer used to come in? Remember when she used to come by and see us? When we used to talk about having a watermelon Jolly Rancher shake and well.
You could say it. Candy corn shake. Say it.
What was it called? Candy corn shake. It's Route 66 Diner. You go to our website, sportsanimallabq.com. Get there at 9 o'clock because these are going to go quick, and you get $50 worth of gift certificates over at Route 66 Diner for just $25. Good morning, Summer. How you living?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you guys?
Remember when you used to come in and see us? Yeah. We missed
I
you.
knew I was going to hear about this.
Did
I
you?
really did.
Why'd you know that? Why? Because you don't want to see us anymore? You don't want to hear about the shakes anymore?
Yeah, you know what? I really am and so disappointed I couldn't be there in person today, truly.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Right.
Just busy.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's Valentine's Day. I mean, you got a big Valentine's Day sale, 2 burger meals and a
We
milkshake
do.
for $35 at your place today.
Yes, we do, and we're expecting quite a turnout. So, yeah, make sure you stop by, take advantage of that today.
What says I love you more than lunch or dinner at Route 66 Diner? 2 burgers and a milkshake for $35. You got the Cruiser Club going on. That's a free milkshake and a free meal on your birthday, the free appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, bottom line is it's just the spot, and you guys continue to boom over there. Comfort foods and lunches and everything else. What else you got going?
So this month, our shake of the month is called Love Potion number 9. It's strawberry ice cream, our homemade cheesecake filling, and graham crackers all blended together. Strawberry cheesecake, delicious.
Damn.
Cannot recommend it enough.
Damn. Yeah, and it's like a diet milkshake too. So it's really, really good for you. Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely. Calories don't count with milkshakes.
Who cares, man? It's Love Potion number 9. It's the day of love. And the menu is still spectacular. It's look, and you guys have a family-owned business that's been down there like 30, what are you, 35, 37 years, something like that?
37 years.
Who's
Yes, sir.
counting? Yeah, who's counting? But you guys are, and you should. I mean, what are we going to do for the big 38?
I don't know. See, I only can keep track of it because it was open the year that I was born.
Is that
so
right?
That's the only reason I know how long we've been there.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good way to keep track of it. You know what I think for 38? Opening drive milkshakes.
Watermelon Jolly Rancher
Don't you
milkshake
think?
for
Don't you think?
year 38.
Don't you think? Have you tried it?
Absolutely. I'll make sure to come in there on my birthday. Bring you guys your custom shake.
How would we do? So how would you, like, when you start making these shakes? So you did Love Potion number 9. Who comes up with these? Is it you? Is it somebody back there? Is there like a shake maker? Is there like the master shake maker? Is like Willy Wonka back there and just putting recipes together? How do you come up with all the flavors? No,
so
honestly.
actually, my soda fountain staff is fantastic, and they're always coming up with new ideas.
Really?
And they'll be like, "Hey, can you get these ingredients? We want to try this shake." And yeah, we have a lot of fun with it for sure.
I need to submit my resume for that job.
Are you hiring? What would a candy corn shake is? I mean,
Yeah, there's a reason people buy that every year, Jeff.
I know.
There is.
I know. It'd be like sugary, waxy shake.
So,
All right.
to be fair, we had a butterbeer shake in October, and it tasted very similar to candy corn, actually.
I like
I was
it.
thinking about you when we had that. It was delish.
But it was called butterbeer, so it was way better than candy corn.
Yeah, we just changed the name.
I might have drank that. Or do you drink a shake or do you eat a shake?
See, I think that you have to do both because they start out nice and thick. You got to use a spoon, melts a little bit, then you get your straw. So
Just both. That's fair. Eat and drink.
Got to do both.
And be merry. All right. It's Route 66 Diner. It's our sweet deal. Go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Do it at 9 o'clock. Click on the sweet deal icon, and for just $25, you get $50 to spend at the iconic Route 66 Diner. It's been right there on Central for 37 years. Summer, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for spending
Happy
a little bit with us.
Valentine's.
Enjoy the day.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
You too.
Don't
Bye-bye.
forget the deal they got going on today. 2 burgers and a milkshake for just $35. Phones when we get back. We'll continue on this conversation at 505-246-0610. Kenny Thomas at 9 o'clock on the opening drive. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfasfa.org. That's nmfasfa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past.
All right, 505-246-0610 is how to get here. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Lobos in Utah State coming up on Sunday in the pit. Talking a little bit about the economic impact on Lobo athletics, and UNM did a study, and presented to the Greater Albuquerque Chamber of Commerce at a luncheon yesterday. And Fernando Lobo, the athletic director, said that UNM Athletics generates nearly $75.2 million worth of yearly economic impact. Look, man, throughout the year, if you start considering, I'm going to guess that's direct spending or maybe indirect spending. But whether, teams that are coming in for hotels and fans that come in and I don't know how many fans you get traveling, right? But going out to restaurants and bars and buying stuff. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Hey, JD, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, JD.
Good morning. So in regards to the quads, Sunday is a quad 2 game, and then we've got 3 quad 1 opportunities left if Nevada stays where they are. And they've got a game tonight against San Jose State, so at San Jose State. So hope they win. So we would have 3 quad 1 opportunities on the road at Boise, San Diego State, and Nevada. Believe it or not. I think that we're going to go 1-2 on our next 3 games, though. I could see us going 2-1. I think we'd lose at Boise regardless of. And then Sunday, I just don't feel good about it because Dent's banged up. You've got nothing from Momzil. Borovochinen's not giving you any points. And I think that they shot 52% the other night against CSU from 3. They made like 13 of 22 or something.
Against Wyoming?
So I think, and they had a ton of open shots against us up there, Jeff. They just missed them.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's going to be the case again. I just think that we're just kind of tired. And we get a week off after Boise before we go to San Diego State. And either way, I think we beat San Diego State at San Diego.
Okay. All right, man. No, I appreciate it. And I was just having, thanks, JD. I was just having this conversation with Stigler down the hall. And if you'd have started out this season, we talked about 5 really tough road games. And by the way, San Jose State was not one of them. So maybe this alters how you feel about it. But if you figure, all right, we got beat San Diego State, Boise State, Colorado, all those teams at home. And then the tough road games are in Logan, in Reno, in San Diego, in Boise, in Fort Collins. Right? Logan, Reno, Boise, Fort Collins, San Diego. And hell, I think you got to throw Vegas in there, don't you? But anyway, if you take the 5 without Vegas, and Stigler said, I thought they needed to win 2 out of 3. I said, I thought 2 out of 5. I said, I thought 3 out of 5. Well, they're 2-0, and they got 3 of them in front of them. They still got to go to Boise, San Diego, and Reno. Now, if you want to throw UNLV in there, although the metrics don't show that, then, they're 3-0. But, JJ, I thought of those, that they would have to start, or they would have to win 3 of those 5 road games. Now, when you slipped at San Jose, does that make you feel like they got to win 1 more? Maybe. Here's the formulas, and as you look at net rankings right now, Utah State is 38th. So a home game, he's right, this would be a quad 2 game against Utah State. Road games, quad 1s are top 75. That will be Boise State and San Diego State, so you still have those opportunities. And as of right now, Nevada's sitting at 75. So you've got potentially 3 quad 1 opportunities in front of you. That'll help.
Yes, it will.
That'll help if you can win them. But when we sat here at the beginning, and you looked at the road games, JJ, I mean, did you feel the same way I did when you say going to Colorado State, Boise State, San Diego State, Reno, and Utah State, right? And I guess we got to throw UNLV in there, especially the way they play the Lobos there. But of those 5 really tough road games, and again, you lost in San Jose, did you think they had to win how many to be considered, as we sat there going into league play, what their resume non-conference would be, to be considered for an at-large if they don't win the conference tournament?
At that point, 3 or more?
I said 3. Yeah. Stigler said he thought 2, and I'm like, I just don't think 2 was going to be enough with their resume, right? Yeah, they beat UCLA and SC. Arizona State's struggling now, so that game doesn't look as good, and they lost that game, right? And the St. John's lost, which, I mean, St. John's is really good. So this isn't a cakewalk the rest of the way. I know some people think that. Man, after Utah State, Boise State is desperate. And as much as I don't think San Diego State's as good as they've been in the past, JJ, that's a proud, good program that
There's
you
nothing
embarrassed
easy
here.
about the road against these teams. What the Lobos did in Logan was phenomenal. To pull away they did in the second half, to be down by 6, come out and win that game, winning at Colorado State earlier in conference play. Like, these are going to be tough games. Now, the expectation is now for me, like, I'm not like, the Lobos have to go in there and win that game. They should have a chance to win that game. That's how good they are versus what we've seen.
They have a chance to win every damn game they play.
Versus what this league is. So I'm not going in there going, hopefully they'll just play tough on the road. No, I expect them to be in this game, even in those environments. But there's nothing easy going to Boise State or San Diego State.
No. It'll be interesting to see, what happens when you get there, right? Does Boise State they play... Yeah, I'll tell you. Because Lobos go there.
Boise State's at San Diego State Saturday.
Oh, that's huge. Is that a night game? Probably, right?
Got Nevada, San Jose State tonight. Wyoming at Colorado State. UNLV at Fresno State. Boise State at SDSU Saturday. And then...
That's the 8 o'clock game Saturday night.
USU, UNM Sunday.
Boy, that's really good. San Diego State, Boise State's terrific. San Diego State went up there and beat them early in the season. So that's a gigantic game. And then the Lobos go to Boise on Wednesday. All right, 505-246-0610. Kenny Thomas, the former Lobo great, will be in coming up at 9 o'clock or 9:04 or whenever. When we get back, Kellen Moore is the new head coach in New Orleans. He played against his quarterback in college. They're the same age. He was asked about his 36-year-old quarterback. What he said, how he handled it, where do they go? Because that's kind of a big deal. You got to have a quarterback, especially when you're in cap hell. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong.
One more's got one. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, the former Cowboys offensive coordinator, former Boise State quarterback, and, of course, J.J. Prosser High Mustang. Was introduced yesterday, and he was asked about his quarterback, Derek Carr. And everybody's been bringing this up. There was a game when they were both playing in the WAC at that point. Kellen at Boise State, Derek Carr at Fresno State, and Boise State kicked the tar out of him. He was asked about his quarterback. Quote, Derek's a tremendous quarterback in this league. I've had so much respect for him, the journey that he's been on. He's a starter in this league. He's a premier player in this league. Really excited to team up with him and go through this process. And so just like any player on this roster, I just got here a few days ago, and I'm excited to go through this journey with all of them, end quote. I don't know that the journey is going to last many more months because part of the journey is navigating the salary cap hell that they're in the middle of. They got to be compliant by the start of free agency, which is March 12. Today is February 14. Carr's got a $51.4 million cap figure, and one of the ways that they could get compliant would be cutting Derek Carr. Now, what does that mean? Who's their quarterback if they cut Derek Carr?
Yeah, I don't. This is one where you go to Derek and you go, man, we adjust this. Can we somehow put some of this into bonuses? That cap number has to come down because cutting him might save you some money, but you're still taking a cap hit.
Yep.
Then you take a cap hit with no one to play quarterback next year.
What is that?
And not a lot of money to go sign someone.
Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener,
Rattler,
right?
Jake Haener, and you're really going to just bring in another draft pick at quarterback? No. Like, you got to figure out a way to at least have Derek Carr on your roster next season.
This is a puzzle that it's going to be really, really hard. And he's leaving a place as Kellen Moore, where he had Saquon Barkley, he had Hurts at quarterback, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, the best offensive line in football. He's in a different land now, man. This is a different world, and I still think Alvin Kamara's got something left. I think they'll go out and draft a receiver probably, although they need so much, man. They started out scoring 50-plus points the first 2 games of the year, and then they came back crashing to reality. Are they as bad as they looked, do you think? They might be.
Yeah.
I mean,
just a lot of old veterans that didn't translate to success.
Expensive ones, too. No, expensive. He was talking about the pace and how he wants to come in. He says, we want to use a lot of tempo. Every place I've been, we'll use shifts and motions. When we huddle, we want to stress the defense. He didn't commit to running or passing evenly or whatever. All right, so do you want me to hold this through? All right, then figure Kenny might be, now it's a Barella's Friday, and all right, so we'll hold the call through the break. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm rooting for Kellen. I've always liked Kellen, but I think this is a tough job. I really do. And, I look at, is it a division that is the best in football? Hardly. Atlanta, Atlanta should have a good roster, and I think they'll be better with Michael Penix going forward now that they know what they're doing at quarterback, as opposed to this Kirk Cousins experiment that didn't work. Carolina, everybody loves on the upswing. I'm not as sold as everybody that Bryce Young is their guy moving forward. He was a lot better after coming back from the benching. I'm just not sold that he's going to be that guy to get him over the top. And Tampa Bay wins the division every year. They got a good roster and probably the best quarterback in the division, right?
They do have the best quarterback. And now with your Atlanta, Michael Penix, see if the 8th overall pick starts to
fail. I'm looking to see it. All right, big weekend of hoops. Lobos and Utah State will be in the pit on Sunday. It is sold out. Secondary market's been popping, man. I don't know if you're taking a look at what's going on there, but that's where the tickets are. It's all in the secondary market right now. We'll have the game over on News Radio KKOB. It's a 2:00 start. If I just go tickets as low as $103. How about that on Vivid Seats? As low as $103. And those are not any of the chairbacks. Those are all kind of that south end zone. All right, Kenny Thomas, when we're back, we'll kick it with him, former Lobo great, on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Big win last night for the ladies. JJ had the call. Overtime over Boise State. Lobo men back at it in the pit. Big weekend coming up. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Thanks for being with us on Valentine's Day. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Rudy, thanks for holding. Start us off on the 9 o'clock hour. Good day, sir.
A good day. Good Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Every home game that I went to see the women play this year, they lost. And every one that I listened to JJ and watched the broadcast, they won. So what do you think I did last night?
whatever it is to make them win.
Right. Watch the game at home. Listen to JJ and great call, JJ. You know, that was that was the Nelly Jr. Joseph shot all over again. Ball gets rolled to VNA, and she just picks it up and shoots it without thinking, and it hits nothing but the bottom of the net, snaps the net, and the Lobos win. And boy, did they need that game. A loss would have been a disaster, but a win puts them solidly in fourth place. Try to stay out of that play-in game at the Mountain West Conference tournament. And, you know, it was just exciting. And, JJ, I got to say it this way. You know, we've kind of watched you grow up in front of our eyes from the first time you were on the Sports Animal to now being a really accomplished play-by-play guy. And it was really, you brought the excitement and fire last night. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
So on to Sunday. You know, you just have to take it one game at a time. I think Richard Pitino would be very disappointed hearing people going, well, if they go 1-2, all that matters is the next game, and that's Sunday against Utah State, and that's where the focus has to be on this team. They can't start counting anything. There's still a ton of basketball to play. And so if they focus all their effort and energy on this game this Sunday, I really think the crowd is worth the advantage. You know, I mean, I've seen very few venues where the crowd can will a team to victory, but the Pit is one of them.
Yep, it is. It is. And I know you'll be there. All right, your buddy Kenny Thomas just walked in the door. He can't hear you. He's trying to figure out how to unravel the cable on the headset.
Well, that's my champ. That's my man.
Yeah.
So
What's up,
you guys
bro?
have a good call, and we'll see you.
All right, see you, Rudy. All right. Hey, can we hear the call before we bring in Kenny Thomas? Can we hear the call of the end of the game last night? This is courtesy of the UNM Sports Radio Network.
Now with 10 seconds on the shot clock, they bring Cumber to the high post. Hargrove is going to go downhill. The senior loses her dribble, finds Cumber. Cumber, deep three-point shot. B, got it to go! Cumber for 3. Put your 3 goggles on. B with the shot clock beater.
Nice.
The nothing but net when nothing was there.
Hey, Kenny Thomas, what's cooler than a
No
cucumber?
doubt about it. B or 3.
What? A V-cumber. Huh? JJ Buck on the UNM Sports Radio Network, VNA Cumber, with the winner
That's
in
fine.
overtime last night. Nice call, dude.
That's awesome.
The Clint, they're up by 2.
Yeah.
But
You can use that. Is it bad? You know, is it not good? What's better than what's cooler than a cucumber? A V-cumber? A VNA cumber? You don't have to like it.
no, that's
I-
great.
I-
That's yours.
I like
he said that's yours. That's great. That's yours.
It looks good,
call,
on you,
bro.
It looks good on you.
Yeah, hey, that was nice.
What's up,
done.
Kenny Thomas?
How you guys doing, man?
How was breakfast at Barrelas?
Speaking of Barrelas.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Hey, I couldn't get out of there because Jerry and Mike told me that today's their 47th anniversary.
Is that right?
And I'm 47.
But they just got married like a year ago, though.
Yeah.
But they've been together for
Sorry,
47
Mike.
years.
Mike, I didn't tell him to say that. I told him to listen right now, so you might be in trouble.
Am I
Just to let
wrong,
you know.
though? They
I'm
just
not-
got married like a year or 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but they've been together for like 47 years.
I plead the 5th, but I think he's right.
I mean, look, I'm a big fan of that.
Hey, come on. Yeah, exactly, right. Ed, our guy Ed was over there.
I'm familiar with him, too.
Yeah, he said, what's up? He said he was going to text you. I don't know if that happened, but yeah.
Everybody's eating. Everybody's eating.
Yeah, everybody's on the way out right now to a certain extent.
So, were you nervous on Wednesday night?
Yeah. Whoa, Nelly, yeah. And when I say whoa, Nelly, he came out and played great in the second half. Obviously got in some foul trouble. He is the big man that is that premier guy in this league when it comes to the things that he can do for this team. And, hey, the thing about it is Nesbitt did not play down there. And then I think they were also short their big fella.
Agbam didn't play when they were up in Laramie.
Okay,
Agbam, their best player is the guy who didn't play when they were in Laramie.
Yeah, there we go, that guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't cover them, but you knew what I meant.
Yeah.
He hit some big threes in front of the Lobo bench, but, man, when I was doing the show after the game, it came down to, like, grit and toughness and how do we overcome us not playing as good in the first half because let's just keep it 100. The Lobos are a better team in the second half right now, and that's just the way it shows.
They're a good second half team. We had this conversation earlier. I think people are way overreacting to this. Oh, they don't have good first halves. Okay, when?
That's fair.
When? Like the loss at San Jose State, they were up by 13 in the first half. They lost the game. It's not like they had a slow start. The loss to New Mexico State, they were up by, what, JJ, 14 in the first half? It's not like they came out dead. The only games that they had slow starts were the games against Wyoming, and they started 0 for 10 against Air Force and were up by halftime. It was never in doubt. Like I don't buy into that as much. Here's my thought on this, and you played the game, and I think you'll get this. Like you're going to play 30, 34 games, whatever it is. You're not going to be great every night.
No.
The other guys are on scholarship. They have coaches and video equipment, and they got good players. And you know what? They came out and gave you a tough game. And look around America every damn night, and somebody towards the bottom of the standings in the league is giving hell to someone and may beat someone at the top of the standings. Arizona State was 3-9. And Texas Tech was 9-3, and Tech had to get 41 points from Toppin and go overtime to beat them the other night. Indiana went to Michigan State and beat them. Bottom of the conference beat a top of the conference team on the road. It happens every damn night in conference play. It's just basketball.
That's why I always try and say, hey, we got to keep in mind, like, these kids are young and they're still developing and they're trying to get better, right? To hopefully get a chance to go to the next level.
So are the guys on the other team.
Exactly. And then it comes down to scouting reports. You got to also keep in mind, hey, these teams are getting the ball out of Dent's hands, and the guys got to make plays. When the Lobos are good, they're good when they're coming downhill and when they have opportunities to kick the ball out. Obviously, the Lobos are at a point to where I think defense is more of a better issue when it comes to how they're dominating the game. If they're dominating the game on the defensive side, obviously it turns into transition points, which is where the Lobos are in the top 5 when it comes to transition points right now. But that's not going to happen if they're not getting 50-50 balls or eliminating second chance points. If you don't remember, Wyoming had no second chance points in that game.
Yeah, 11-0 on second chance points, but to your point, fast break points were 23-2 New Mexico. He's Kenny Thomas. He's in studio with us.
Kenny, how do you feel about moving forward Jovan's role? Because Mustafa's obviously not 100%, so coach trying to massage the forward position between Amzil and Jovan.
I think that's a great question. I think it's even going to come down to Jovan and Phillip, especially with Amzil right now with his plantar fasciitis. Man, I had somebody call into my show saying, like, some kid in high school could play better than Amzil right now and he should be doing more. I was like, I pulled a Jeff. I stopped him right away. I'm like, come on, man. Are you kidding me right now? We're talking about a fifth-year senior that's actually dominating the game in other aspects of the game if you actually are paying attention. The fact that he's on the floor, he demands a presence. And at the same time, if he's rebounding and doing certain things that are outside of scoring, obviously he's in a slump. But there's a different element. Yes, and he's hurt. But I think Phillip and Jovan are going to have to be those guys that can come in and play the 3 and the 4 spot. When it comes to Jovan, what I really liked about him the other day when they were playing Wyoming, if he didn't have a shot right away or he felt like he couldn't create, what did he do? He gave it up right away. And he went and set a pick and roll for the man that is potentially the player of the year in this league. And he did it twice in one possession. I want to see them do that a little bit more.
You concerned about Donovan's ankle?
No, because but Patino took him out, for 30 seconds,
they put
a minute, right? So that was that black brace that they put on. But when he came back in, did it look like he was slow?
Fine.
He looked fine.
Now,
so
what's he like 3-4 days later?
Yeah, this is where the treatment and the days off come in, right? This is where, as you get closer to this game with Utah State, obviously he's going to practice and to keep. When I say practice, it's to keep his I want to say momentum, or I can't think of the word right now. Keep him from the standpoint of being active and engaged to where he's not just sitting there. And it's the same thing with Amzil. You got to keep in mind, there's probably some guys that are banged up, but I love the bench, man, because you never know who's going to come in and be that X factor. We don't give CJ Nolan a lot of love. But when
12 points the other night.
And I love you because the fact that you said CJ and True are bigger guards and they're coming in and establishing themselves at being, hey, we're going to be the guys that get up into guys in the backcourt guys, and we're going to be the ones that create and start the momentum.
What do you make of when a team just knows they're always going to be in the game? You know, whether you believe in the slow starts or not, whether they're down, like they know that they're going to find a way back into the game, really, regardless of the style.
That's a great point, because what I'm starting to see, and I saw it in the first half, when Dent gets mad, or he feels like there's waste, or frustrated, which is probably a better word. He scored like 6 or 8 points in the first half, and he did it again in the second half.
And the same thing happened, JJ. Was it the Colorado State game?
Yeah,
that he did the same thing.
I've been saying this. He's the guy. Like, he can take 20, 25 shots if he really wants to, but he's not the guy that's going to come out, hey, I need to start doing that right away. He's trying to play the right way. When he gets to the point to where he becomes that assassin and just don't care about what people think to a certain extent and take those bigger shots, yeah.
Like he did, what was the game he scored 40, right?
Yeah,
it was all
on the
him
road.
and Nelly, where he had 40 at...
It was on the road, and I think it's like his fourth 40-point game this year.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, over 30. Free throws, man.
Oh.
Now, look, you weren't good, but they were worse. And so the fact that you were able to get away with an 18 for 30, and look, that's a lot of free throws.
Terrible.
Right? Like 59 or 52%, 53%. They were the only, well, I don't want to say the only reason. One reason you won is because they were worse. They were 4-14.
It was terrible on both sides. The Lobos were shooting 50%.
Hit me on free throws, because if I recall, and you may correct me, you weren't a great free throw shooter and you got better. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So well, we watched Shaq struggle with it his whole career. Mine set me on free throws.
So keep in mind, the guy we just had on, Rudy, and if we called Coach Bliss right now, who I just spoke to like maybe a week ago, he's like, Kenny, this is what Coach Bliss told me. He said, Kenny, the thing about it is you never miss free throws in clutch. And Rudy, I know he'd probably say the same thing, but I was around that low 70s to mid 70 range for my career, which is cool, right? But it's a different mindset when you're on the perimeter and then you get to the free throw line, they're free throws, right? And then you could get a little tense, right? Because when the first one doesn't go in, you're like, okay, what just happened? Getting to the free throw line it's mental, one, and then it's being able to execute. And it's a matter of being focused. I just feel like they, to a certain extent, stay in your same routine. It's tough sometimes, man. It just is. And sometimes the ball just doesn't feel right.
Well, that's right. And look,
and
you
things
miss
happen.
a shot. Like you miss it. Sometimes you miss a 3-foot putt. I get it. Yeah. You're not going to go 100%. It's just, I watched a guy like Milicevic, right? He was 1 for 5, but he was 3 for 3 from 3-point.
Yeah, and that's what everybody says. How can you shoot threes?
And those are contested and they're deeper, right? Yeah. And it is. It's a mindset. And I know y'all work on them. We always, after practice, we weren't able to leave the gym until we made 10 in a row as a team.
Oh yeah,
right. You have that whole thing, and everybody travels, and we made 8. Oh, you missed it. We got to start all over again, right? And I love those drills, and there's a little pressure on them, and it made sense. You can work on them all you want. That's one of the most baffling things to me.
And then when I was at UNM, it was another drill was a coach would pick guys to shoot free throws, and he would pick the worst ones.
And if you miss them, you all run.
And you miss, and then you miss, and you got to get on the line, and you got to run. So this is where, right?
That was a good thing.
So this is where the mental aspect comes into play, because hey, you're tired. You got to get up there and be able to have the right mindset and knock down the free throws, right?
I love those drills.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny Thomas is in studio. We're kicking it with the former Lobo great. 11 years in the NBA. It's NBA All-Star Weekend. Want to get into whatever that means? I don't even know what it means.
It's all over the place.
But we'll get into that, some of the NBA stuff, and. But I want to wrap up. I'll tell Kenny how I think Utah State stays in the game with New Mexico on Sunday, why it might be different than it was in Logan. I'm interested in your thoughts. We'll do that when we get back. It's the opening drive. He's Kenny Thomas, JJ Buck. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans.
Get a little red chili on you for Valentine's Day. Kenny Thomas is in the studio. We're kicking it with Kenny, Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck. All right, I told JJ, here's why I think Sunday's game is different between Lobos and Utah State than it was in Logan. Now, I think the Lobos win because I think the Lobos are better. But I don't think it's a blowout because I don't think Utah State misses 5 out of their 31 threes. No. I think they will shoot better. It's like anything else. Like I think the Lobos had an off night the other night and still were able to beat Wyoming because they're better than Wyoming. Utah State missed a lot of open shots. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Lobo defense. I thought they defended their asses off up there and played well. But I just don't see them going 5 for 31 again.
I mean, they were who did they play? Colorado State recently, Utah State, and I think they were up like 16 in the first half.
Okay.
You could just, with me saying that, you could just tell that they're a totally different dynamic team. There's a lot of things that they did wrong at home, and it was fortunate for the Lobos, but obviously with them two being in the 2 spot in the Mountain West Conference, it's going to be a whole different environment. Obviously, the pit's going to be sold out. You got to also keep in mind, I feel like Utah State's going to come in and feed off of that.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's payback, right? So
Is
it's one of those things to where the Lobos are going to have to do a lot of things right on a lot of cylinders. But I feel like Utah State's going to have to come in here and match. Be able to match on the offensive side because of the Lobos, the way they're playing defense right now.
And I just think they make shots. Robert, good morning. You're on with Kenny Thomas on the Sports Animal. What's up, Robert?
Yeah, in regard to NBA basketball, it seems like one of the basketball violations that is not being called very much anymore is the carrying or palming violation. That's a huge advantage for the player to basically pick the basketball up and take a step or two. And, I'm seeing it in the college ranks also. In fact, Dent, you'll see him carry the ball once in a while. But I guess if you can get away with it, you might as well do it. Just wanted your thoughts on that, Kenny. And then also, we got to give Wyoming a lot of credit. They played a hell of a game the other night. They hit some really good three-pointers at a good time in the game. They didn't fold, and they were tough. So that was a good experience for the Lobos to go against them. But anyway,
Thanks,
I think you guys will notice that carrying violation is going away. Have a great day.
Thanks. All right. On the Wyoming thing, I've given them a lot of credit, man. Their guys are on scholarship too. They got coaches. I thought they played their ass off. You guys notice the carrying thing?
I mean, it's a part of the game now, and it's always been a part of the game. It's not like you can keep your hand totally on top of the ball. It's been done. Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan, the famous crossover, there's a little hesitation there. So you got to hesitate with your hand on the side of the ball. And then at the same time, keep in mind, you got True. True's the guy, if you saw the in the Wyoming game when he went between the legs, he pushed the ball and then he turned it over and then he picked it up after the fact. His hand came under it. So, if carrying is going to be called, I feel like this game will not be able to be played at all.
Well, I think it's just got to be ridiculously obvious.
Yeah.
You got to come from the under and just...
Because if you try to dribble the basketball like Jeff was showing, you're not getting anywhere in the basketball court.
Yeah.
All right. Help me understand why I should care about NBA All-Star Weekend. I don't even... the format's going to be pickup games now. Chuck, Kenny, and Charles all
I'll tell you,
what's the format,
NBA needs to make it care.
What's that?
The NBA needs to make this an event you want to watch. This has to be something they figure out.
Well, I appreciate them trying because last year's game was a disaster.
Yeah,
it was a disaster.
It's an all-star game, man. It just needs to be entertaining, but it wasn't even entertaining anymore. Watching them score, 250 points.
Aren't they going to have them start playing for money?
It doesn't matter. They were playing for money, and they didn't care. It needs to be an entertainment event for the league. It needs to be a headline weekend because there's a few and far between for the NBA this time of year.
So they're doing it's a tournament, right?
It's like a round robin, smaller tournament. It's almost like pick up king of the court style basketball.
Is it 5-on-5?
You got your team, you're showing up, you're playing. It just needs to be entertaining, but to the point of that there's actually some level of competitiveness even in the entertainment.
Yeah, that's fair.
When you were playing, All-Star Weekend meant what? If you weren't playing, it was a break, right? But, as far as, the guys who were going to the All-Star game, was it a big deal? Was it just, let's just go party?
Out of my 11 years, I think I was on the All-Star ballot 7 or 8 years. I want to say 6 or 7 out of those 11 years I was on the All-Star ballot. Obviously, I'm just being straightforward. In my contract, I had a bonus if I made the All-Star team.
Yeah. Yeah, they all do, right?
Yeah, and then it's the recognition of being a reserve. Sure. Obviously, I wasn't going to be a starter, but being a reserve and being a part of that is one of those things, right? But it can be considered, obviously, a break, but at the same time, it's a matter of how you want to approach the situation. There's guys that are different, and, man, I loved having that break off because an 82-game season, back then it was 82, and then you had, about 8 preseason games. They don't have that many preseason games anymore. So it's a whole totally different game. And you got to also keep in mind, guys got to actually play to actually receive awards too now. So, yeah.
I'm a Dallas Maverick fan. Daniel Gafford's out. Anthony Davis went down. Luka Doncic is gone. Give me a reason.
Man, I thought Dallas had the better end of that, man. And I kind of still do. If AD can stay healthy, obviously. And you got Likely that can play the 5. They got some young guys over there, but it's all going to see. And then when you think about the Lakers, they don't necessarily have that inside presence that they just lost, right?
And would they sign?
No, but here's the thing. They'll get that inside presence.
Not this year.
Next year.
Year.
They'll have Luka Doncic for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
AD is going to be a top 10 player for what?
3 years? 2 years?
3 years.
He's not a top 10 player. What's the best availability? Or the best ability? What's the best
availability?
Best ability is availability.
Yeah.
And, dude,
Without a doubt.
I hate labeling guys injury prone, but I don't know how you say he's not.
Well, there's guys that get hurt, but man, you gotta take better care of yourself, I guess.
Look, I'm not going to tell you. Look, man, I've hurt my back sneezing, so I get it. But dude crumbled. I mean, first game was spectacular. Nico Harrison had to be feeling good, and then he goes down and he's out for 6 weeks.
He's out for a month.
6 weeks.
Easy.
All right, listen to Kenny over on News Radio KKOB. It's after every Lobo game. It'll be Sunday over on News Radio KKOB after New Mexico and Utah State. The show is called Lobo Live with Kenny Thomas. It features Brandon Ortega. You can call in as well at 243-3333, and he's there after all the Lobo men's basketball games.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys. One last thing. My partnership with the Bernalillo County, every second and fourth Thursday of every month, I am going live. I just went live yesterday, which I'm going to get into. I go live at 11:30 Mountain Standard Time, talking about the resources and the different things that the Bernalillo County has to offer with Dr. Catherine Grill, who's my partner, who's a mental health doctor. So just yesterday, we talked about the mobile clinics. There's 4 mobile clinics that are at schools right now. So if you go to those schools, be aware of it. APS, they give all the kids in the school district tablets. You should be able to find it on there to be able to find out where the mobile clinics are. So these mobile clinics are free for kids. And you can go actually get physicals if you're an athlete there as well. And then here pretty soon, they're about to expand it and bring in more mobile clinics for these kids. And they're going to offer services to the parents.
That's cool.
So
Yeah.
go check out my Instagram, Kenny Thomas NBA. It's on there. There's resources and tools, and you can go to the Bernalillo County website, and it's there as well. And I partnered up with the Department of Health, and they're coming together to push out the same messages. So
Good.
Yeah.
No, that's good. All right, we'll catch you on Tuesday and listen to you after the game on Sunday.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All right, we'll continue at 505-246-0610. I want to tell you about International Protective Service. My phone just buzzed. It said there's motion in front of your house. I looked out. IPS was literally out in front of my house a couple of minutes ago. They come by my house every day. It's affordable private security that keeps the bad guys away. Who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. IPS will watch, take care of what you've worked so hard to build. You see them in your neighborhood. You see them at businesses. They're affordable private security, and it works. Do not wait to be a victim. Property crimes on the rise. Officer shortage is real. IPS provides standing guards. They provide alarms, cameras. They monitor the cameras 24/7. It all raises the level of security around your home and your business. Who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. IPS 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684.
We should hoe at some point, probably too. I mean, we should hoe when Kenny was here. I want to see Kenny hoe. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. 505-246-0610. Todd says, Valentine's Day, does JJ still need to bring it? This was a good one. I mean, was it like 10 years ago? How long have you been married?
Oh, man, since 2018.
What year is this?
2025.
It's May, right? Like May 11th?
Together
is that your
since
anniversary, May 11th?
2011.
Is that your anniversary, May 11th?
Yes.
Why do I know that? I was there, dude. So that'll be 7 years. It's Todd says, Jeff, remember a few years ago, JJ was told by Tilly in no uncertain terms that he better bring it for Valentine's Day. Then OD producerette Julia took great joy in watching JJ with beads of sweat on his forehead. I do remember that.
A lot of pressure.
That was you did have a lot, but you brought it.
Yeah. A ring and a baby. That'll do it.
A ring and a baby. No doubt. Mike says, Valentine's Day, Jeff, why would anyone want to go out, Jeff Alou? Every place is going to be packed. Every place is short-staffed. Prices are outrageous. There's an egg surcharge. That's my definition of fun. It's from Mike. All right. So Mike's staying home tonight, which isn't a bad idea, dude.
No.
Like I was told, we don't have to do anything. I just don't trust that we don't have to do anything. You know what I mean?
Don't trust it.
So we are, we're going to dinner tonight. Goat versus reply to Rudy C. Jeff, the problem with the 4 seed is it puts you in the crosshairs of UNLV in the early round. Did Rudy C talk about being the 4 seed?
I think for the women.
Oh, for the women. Okay. Yeah, it does. Well, if you're the
they're fifth right now.
Yeah, well, 4 or 5 puts you in the crosshairs on in the semifinals, right? You're on the same side of the bracket as they are. Yeah, you would get them in the semifinals if you can get to that point. Bourne wants to vent. Can I vent, Jeffy? He's got a point here. I'm not going to argue with him. He said, I made an appointment for a service at 7:10 a.m. I thought I'd bite the bullet, get up early, get it done. As of 8:20, this came in at 9:13, they had not even started yet. I finally told my advisor I need to tap out. People have lives, and I have a job I got to get to. WTH, or, well, another letter. What's the point of an appointment? Just to make you feel better? I'm with you, man. Like, if you're late for an appointment, they can charge you. But you get there on time for your appointment and you sit there for an hour in the waiting room. Honestly, that pisses me off. He's not wrong. Right? You got to be on time for your appointment, but they can make you sit there and wait for, the doctor.
Oh, we're just running behind.
Oh, we're running behind. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We computers are down. We're running. No. Born, look, man. Yes, vent all you want. Dan says, sounds like a great game, Jeffrey and Juan Jose. Too bad it isn't on TV. What the hell is he talking about?
Maybe the game last night.
It was on the Mountain West Network, right? I guess that's not TV, though, according to people. OD load management on 217. When's 217? No show? It's from Lobo Hobo. Monday? We're here Monday.
Yeah, we said that.
Yeah. No, we're not load managing on Monday. It's President's Day. Y'all might be off, but we're working. All right, text line 505-246-0610. Lifelong Cowboys fan, and I do shop Micah Parsons for multiple picks. He's a great player. His value would help build more competitiveness with more quality players for what his single value is. It's from Larry. We had a conversation earlier. Cowboy fan, you got a 25-year-old star going into his prime. You pay him or do you shop it? Knowing who you are. Now, this is, to me, totally different than the Mavericks. Mavericks were in the finals last year. Mavericks were in the NBA finals last year and had an NBA superstar at 25. Cowboys are not close to the finals. In fact, did not make the playoffs. In fact, are the maybe third best team in their 4-team division, and their division is not the best division in their conference, which is not the best conference in the league. So do they, not being near the top, shop or accept offers for one of their young stars who's making $35 million a year in exchange for multiple picks that can help build them and free them up with some cap space? Initially, you're like, hell no, that's crazy. But, all right, this one's on the text line as well. It says, when it comes to polls, people point out that New Mexico is 46th in this or 48th in this or 49th in that. The state is always lower than New Mexico is Mississippi. New Mexico is poor. Mississippi is below New Mexico. Many years ago, poor state Mississippi invested in athletics at their 2 primary state schools. Those schools are currently in the SEC, and athletics makes boatloads of money. Had they not made the investment years ago, those schools would probably be in the Sun Belt. Yeah, that ship's probably sailed. Or has it? Or has it? You're not going into the SEC, but next time there's a Big 12 expansion, if you invested and made yourself competitive within 10 years, and that's not the next time that there'll be expansion. I don't disagree with that, JJ. If New Mexico would have invested like Mississippi did years ago, would they be in the Big 12? Very possibly. Very possibly.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But what you can do now is invest in what you have, what you're doing, versus who you're playing.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said yesterday, you cannot, or was it yesterday, whatever it was, we can't keep up, stop trying to keep up with the Power Force. Stop trying to invest in NIL. You're not gonna, nobody's trying to keep up with the Power Force, dude. Although you're going to play Michigan to open the season, and whatever. You're trying to keep up with your peer institutions, the teams who are in your league. Right? That's what you're trying to do. And to keep up with them, boys and girls, you need to invest in NIL, and you need to, all these revenue sharing, all these things that maybe weren't part of college athletics years ago. It's how it is. You know that. All right. 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. This was interesting yesterday to me. The noise that said that the Steelers had reached out and tried to make an offer for Trevor Lawrence. And the Jags came back out and said flat out it's ridiculous. There's no chance we're trading Trevor Lawrence. They're not trading Trevor. I don't blame the Steelers. If, in fact, they did reach out, do you blame them?
No.
Like people are making it sound like it's so stupid. Well,
you call, they say no. And so now are they never going to take your call again? No, it should be like, you have a brand new head coach, don't have a general manager right now.
Okay.
And you're like, yeah, what's Liam all about? He all in on Trevor Lawrence? You guys like his contract? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm calling. You just got a new coach. He might not be your guy. Dude you can argue he's underperformed or certainly not performed up to some of the expectations. I'm in absolute purgatory if I'm Pittsburgh in regards to a quarterback. Like, do I bring back Russell Wilson or Justin Fields or go after Aaron Rodgers? Like, what the hell? Hey, you know what? Jacksonville, they just got a new coach. Maybe he's not all in on their quarterback. We think Trevor Lawrence, hell yes, I made the call. No chance we'll trade him. It's ridiculous. Oh, okay, fine. Like, people were clowning on the Steelers for making the call. Why? Hell, the Giants are inquired about Matthew Stafford, and all of a sudden there's a whole lot of noise around that. Why wouldn't you? Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Edward.
I can honestly say, with full transparency, I love you guys.
On Valentine's Day, that makes me feel so warm.
I know it brings joy to your heart, Jeff. But I do. I love you guys. And when Rudy came on and said that we've seen JJ progress and grow, and he does an amazing job. And I'm very happy to be associated with you guys in a very small capacity as friends or acquaintances. And I just wanted to spread the love. I'm in full agreement with JJ. The NBA All-Star Game, it jumped the shark a decade ago. It just should be an entertainment venue. They should have a concert, maybe a golf tournament, and make it fun. And, I think I've said for years they should bring non-NBA people to come in and do dunk contests.
Well, they do.
Like they got the
G League guy.
The guy who's
actually won it.
Yeah, the guy who's won the last 2 years, Mac McClung or whatever his name is. Yeah, he is.
Yep. And then Jordan Killsgore or whatever that other. Now there's 16-year-old white kids that do dunks that would win every dunk contest in the 80s and 90s, and they do them in the games. So it jumped the shark, right? Just make it entertainment. They also need to cancel the NFL Pro Bowl. Just cancel it. Give them an award. Give them a check. Put them on a list that they made the All-Star game or the Pro Bowl. Because and the baseball game, I think they should maybe even do away with the home run contest. Yeah. Or I know they try to get creative, but it's passé. It was interesting at its time, but now it's time to move forward for more entertainment values. So I think tomorrow's going to be a great game. When I watch these teams play, Jeff, and I've shared this with you on our text, the Mountain West was amazing last year. I just don't feel like the teams are that good, and I'm not trying to be overly critical.
They're not as good as they were.
The Lobos can make some noise, but what I see is they just don't look that good. And maybe I don't have a good comparison against other conferences, but there's gaps across the board. But the Lobos are, I think they're going to do well in the tournament. So enjoy the weekend. Share time with your loved ones. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing.
See you, man.
Have a great weekend.
All right, look, I don't believe the Mountain West is as good as it was last year. Look, San Diego State, who we all think is not as good, they beat Houston, who's going to be a 1 or 2 seed. They beat Creighton, who's going to probably be a 2 seed, right? I mean, there's good wins.
But it's a credit to the expectation you have for a program like that.
Fair. Yeah.
That they're still in the hunt for an NCAA berth, that they have some of the biggest wins they have the biggest win
Houston
in the Mountain West Conference, and you're like, yeah, well, just ain't this team this year.
Yeah. New Mexico's beat UCLA. I mean, they're good. Every year, there's going to be peaks and valleys, man. Like the ACC was down last year. The SEC's up insanely good this year. Now they may not valley the way the money is in that league. They may not valley. All right, we'll wrap it when we get back. 505-246-0610. You can get out to Bourbon and Brews at Twin Peaks today. Bourbon and Brews today on the Fridays in February, the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. They honor the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday at the Bourbon and Brews party at Twin Peaks. So get to Twin Peaks from 5 to 7. Experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons. They got tastings and giveaways. Go out and enjoy that. Have lunch out there at Twin Peaks. They've got light and hearty combos put together for you starting at $7.99. Savory soups, crisp salads, variety of sandwiches. It'll satisfy your every craving, so get your next lunch break out at Twin Peaks. They've got happy hour every single day. Nobody does it like they do with their 29-degree drafts, and they're hiring right now. If you're looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun and make great money, Twin Peaks is the team for you. They're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, bar backs, all kinds of stuff over there. Text WORK 4TP, that's WORK 4, the number 4, TP, to 85,000, 85000, and you can apply right there. And don't forget the late night flatbreads. It's a steal. 10 o'clock to close, Sunday through Thursday, just $8. Twin Peaks, best sports bar in town as well. See you at Twin Peaks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been.
You got Valentine's Day ho.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare.
Song ran out. We ran out of time on it. All right, it's Friday. Ho to you. Boy, look at you guys coming in strong. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck getting you home on a whatever day today is. Gene says on the email, it's Jeff at sports@WQ.com. Rod Brown, I believe he's meaning Todd Brown, can tell the recruits no NIL, but there will be a shiny new duck pond at Jeffers. Yep, there's putting money into the duck pond. They are. I don't know what they're doing to it. I haven't been to the duck pond in a while, but yes, they're putting money into the duck pond.
The damn ducks.
Look, man, we can do more than one thing. Like we can. We can.
What do you think this is, Oregon? You care that much about the ducks?
Fair enough. Dan says, if I was the Jags, I would trade Micah John, that would be Trevor Lawrence, before Trump issues his next executive order, Jeffrey and Juan Jose. That'd be like immediately. So Dan says get rid of Trevor Lawrence. He's not that damn good. And do what? Just curious, man.
Draft a quarterback, rookie contract, you win everything.
Mac Jones is your backup right there.
Mm-hmm. Draft a quarterback, rookie contract, you win everything.
I still think Trevor Lawrence is going to be good in this league. Do you?
Yes.
Who's going to be better, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert.
I think that's right. Those are two guys, man.
They got to do something. Do something on your resume.
Well, they both gotten paid. Like they're both making north of $50 million a year.
You got to be the one that carries your team through some things when you have that contract. But this is an era, and I think more people are realizing it. Like, yeah, clown all these guys, fire them, say they suck. At some point in time, when you have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, what Jaden Daniels could become. Like, dudes are getting left, good quarterbacks are getting left out.
But it's always happened.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't mean they suck or it's the worst thing ever. Like, there's going to be good teams, good quarterbacks that don't get over the hump and get some of these guys.
Yep. All right, let me get one more in. It's Terry. It's Friday afternoon. It's the last segment. We're almost up on the close. It's got to be. Is it Terry? Hello, Terry.
Good Friday, Jeff. Good Friday, JJ. Happy Valentine's Day to all your family members. Hope Addie has a nice Valentine within reason. You know, it's hard to check. Hard to, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And, you know, from that, JJ, you got it easier on the guy's side as they grow up because, you know, sometimes with a daughter, you say something good, bad, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. You got to walk on eggshells. Now, I'm honest. I admit I'm not objective with Alex. You know, he was nice enough to invite my daughter to hang out with him and Kate Upton's husband the one time when they were in Kansas City. So, yeah, you know, he's done things, but, you know, he was kind, so I'll admit it. You know, I give him a break. Some people give Lance Armstrong a break. You know, he raised millions for cancer research, but also on the other things. So we all have our way in doing all that. When I said about the refs and kind of picking on Rudy, it was 30 years ago. He called into Henry T's show and, you know, they're having to play Indiana in the tournament. And I said, yeah, so, okay, big teams play each other, so what? Yeah. They had a Big 12 game the other day where the halftime they thought football season was over. So I think it takes 32 sets of refs at least to do the opening round of the tournament. And you've got some that just jog up and down the court and don't call anything, and others are going to be ticky-tacky, and you have to deal with what you got. And long-term, never flew, but I always wish the college had changed it to 6 fouls, because even your big guys especially will get some call that you go, what the heck? but nobody listens to me. So you guys have a great weekend.
All right,
Take
Terry.
care.
See you. All right, we're out of time. Great week, Adrian. Looks great on the videos. Thank you to Kenny Thomas was with us today. Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge weekend.
Valentine's Day. Big game on Sunday.
Valentine's Day in basketball.
I mean, and the Genesis Open. I mean, what more do you want? Hey, have a great, safe weekend. Happy Valentine's Day, boys and girls. Thanks for spending your mornings with us. We're back on Monday morning. We will be here on President's Day. We are working, so we'll talk to you on Monday. Have a great, safe weekend. Please be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.